Good day to you, and welcome to ARC Radio. We have hot news on the air today with Ruby Harris, Alice Robinson, and Clifford Scott. This is Alice speaking, and it is 9 a.m. August 21st, 1929. What a beautiful morning it is, isn't it, Ruby?
Yes, why yes it is. It's just the beezies this morning.
We're now going to introduce you to Clifford with the sports and entertainment of the 1920s. But first, a commercial.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, brush the small leather boys, whichever you pronounce it. High-speed quality, said the captain to the bosun, so look for the package with the ship that's...
Good morning, America. How about Babe Ruth and baseball? Woo-hee! I sure would want to meet him in the dark alley with a baseball bat. Today, we're going to talk about how sports have come to evolve to what they are starting with the present time, 1929. We are going to start off with a big player analysis of Babe Ruth. He was born in Baltimore, Maryland on February 6, 1895, and first started playing professional baseball when he was only 20 years old. Wow. He got B's and knees. He started at the Orioles, then went to the Red Sox, and finally the team we all know where he plays now, the Yankees. After 3 years, Babe Ruth has finally broken the record. He hit a stunning 60 home runs. Woo-hee! That sort of player doesn't just retire out of the league with a career total earnings of $2 million without some nicknames. Some of his nicknames were the Bambino, the Mama of the Ball, the Wonderboy, and many more. Babe Ruth got admitted to the Hall of Fame in 1936. Many other sports have evolved over the decade as well, and some people excel at them, such as Babe Ruth in baseball. Dog racing and water skiing were just created, and aren't they fun to watch? But boy, do I have to admit, water skiing is hard, but after a few tries, I started to get it. Alex was there with me, and it was hay barrels of fun. This decade has already brought many memories, such as in 1921, the boxing match that was called the Battle of the Century. What a fight! The sports world sure is entertaining. However, sports isn't the only entertainment there is. Popular TV shows, movies, and the radio entertain people as well. Yeah! There is entertainment for everyone, of all ages, yeah, everyone. Winnie the Pooh and the Mickey Mouse are popular kids' books and shows. First Mickey Mouse cartoon came out in 1928, is getting more and more popular. Winnie the Pooh was first published in 1926, and since then, Winnie the Pooh books spread worldwide. It all started when the first talkie came out, which was called the Jackson. In my opinion, a cat meow. These new sound movies make you feel like you're actually there. What a thrill! Yeah. And thanks to the technology we have today, we can show you a few short clips of the movie. Dancing to music has become a big thing as well, such as the Charleston. You have to be a very skilled hooper to be able to do this dance. People can now listen to sports, news, and music due to a fabulous new invention called the radio. Jake! That is it, and have a good day to all you flappers and gems. Oh, and make sure you see that next Yankees game, or hear it on the radio. Those chaps never win anything, eh? Clifford Scott, signing out, and I'm passing over the news to Alice with the music and writing the theme song.
Thank you, Clifford. In other news, we begin to see new genres of music begin to prosper. Jazz, ragtime, and even Broadway musicals are beginning to boom. We have a new star on the rise, the song being almost #1 on the charts, Louis Armstrong, with a sneak peek of the song West End. style of jazz is extremely popular right now. Wherever you go, you see people hopping and bopping to the smooth rhythms of jazz. Jazz is playing all over. It's in dance halls and roadhouses. Radio and phonographs have changed the way we Americans live. Us radio people help bring music and entertainment to the people that are thousands of miles away. Another star on the rise is a man who is known as Jelly Roll Morton. He is, I guess you would say, the big cheese. He was inspired by jazz and loves to play his piano and compose jazz music. Although he loves jazz, he also likes ragtime. If you're ever tired from a long day and you want to sit down with a hot coffee or maybe even a hooch and want to rest your dog, just listen to the beautiful song by Jelly Roll Morton. And now we're going to move on to writing. The Side of Paradise was F. Scott Fitzgerald's first novel. It was published back in 1920, but it paved the way for his newer novel, The Great Gatsby. That novel was about the love between a man and a woman. The main theme on the novel was a less romantic theme, but all of the action takes place just over a few months during the summer of 1922. It is set in Long Island, New York. I believe that this is a very symbolic book in the 1920s because it resembles and has examples of what materials we now have in this era. Now we're going to talk on a serious note. Lost generation writers are starting to tower most newspaper companies and printing presses. The Lost Generation was mainly by Gertrude Stein, who would refer to the young workers' bad repair skills. Gertrude Stein would take that and use it to describe how some people felt about life after World War I. The known writers of the Lost Generation are F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ernest Hemingway, and John Dos Passos. Other writers are Sherwood Anderson, Kay Boyle, Maddox Ford, and Zelda Fitzgerald. Ernest Hemingway would take Stein's phrase, une generation quitte, and use it for his novel, The Sun Also Rises. Because of the novel's popularity, the term the Lost Generation is the word that stays with the writers of the 1920s. Wow, doesn't that just give you the heebie-jeebies? Isn't that just very how our new nation has prospered after that terrible, terrible war? I think it is, and I'm sure many folks just like me agree. And now we're going to introduce Ruby Harrison with the news flash of the 20s.
Absolutely, Alice. Thanks for time. We're going to interrupt the news with a commercial, though. Talk to you in a few.
It's the Boston 12 ounces, back to London, twice as much more nickel too. Best in order for you. Nickel.
And back to the news. In May of 1927, Charles flew across the Atlantic Ocean. Although people have flew across the Atlantic before, Charles was the first to fly non-stop alone. And isn't it just grand to hear about Amelia? That air hunt would never be forgotten, eh? For those who don't know what I'm saying, newsflash, Amelia is the first female to fly solo across the Atlantic. She saw her first plane at a state fair and didn't ever want to stop. She saw her first plane at a state fair and didn't ever stop to want one. Amelia had her first flight lesson in 1921 and bought her first plane that year. Just this year, she got a call asking if she wanted to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic, and she, of course, said yes. Since then, she just can't stop flying. She flew a Fokker 5-7. Isn't that just very? Also, today on the news, Al Capone and his capers killed 6 men with 150 bullets on February 14th. He gives every one of us the heebie-jeebies, doesn't he? Well, we mourn for the deceased, and we pray for the living that lost someone in what they're calling the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Happy days, though. Al Capone has finally been jailed for the first time. He was caught in Philadelphia for carrying deadly weapons in May of this year. His gang members, as well as Capone, will serve a year each. In other news, in 1919, the Amendment for Prohibition was signed banning making and drinking of alcohol. However, this law has led to more gangs and bootleggers, and the 21st Amendment was a failed attempt, thus making alcohol once more illegal. Also, the Kellogg-Briand Act was signed last year in 65 nations, outlawing war. Recently, there has been a movement in African Americans going from the south to the north. They are calling this the Great Migration. It has caused the black population in Detroit and other cities to go way up. The cause of the migration is believed to be by economy prosperity in the north and plantation troubles in the south, causing a loss in many crops. And also, I'm not very keen on this news. A few years back, we underwent something we called the Red Scare. The fear of communists creeped up, and many claimed they found bombs in mail. The packages were addressed to very important Americans. In June of 1919, a bomb exploded near an Attorney General's office. He ordered police raids to tear up many communist parties and arrest suspected terrorists. During the Red Scare, 2 Italian people were tried for supposed murder and robbery in 1920. The case of Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti is one of the most known criminal cases today. The American Civil Liberties Union failed to protect the anarchists, and the verdict was guilty. The 2 men were executed just last year. And I don't know from nothing any more of the hot news. So a couple more commercials, and ARC will be signing off.
Dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Floors, doors, walls, halls, white sidewalk, cars, and old golf balls.
Sink, stove, bathtub, do-do.
Lucky boy, I've got a zero pop. And I'm a very lucky girl, I've got a zero pop. All of the kids in the neighborhood say zero pop, the dress so good, dress so good.
We'll be back next week for more entertaining news on the air. See you in a bit. Yeah. Alright, stop. I think I should just slide down.
No, you're going to fall into the pool. Alright, day 1. 3, 2.
Okay, stop.
Why did that happen?
Go. Come on.
Wait.
Alright, ready?
Just slowly.
Okay, slowly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Chris.
Alright, I'm gonna start over in this spot. Today we're gonna talk about how sports have come to evolve to what they are now. Starting with present time. Good morning, America! That was for Snap. Today we're going to talk about how. Oh God, I lifted my leg.